Welcome to day 6 of 12 days of Curlingseb. We're halfway there now, guys. Can you believe that? Today I will be talking about some of my best and maybe even worst concert experiences. Okay, so you have to know one thing first. I like concerts. I really like live music, and I absolutely adore people who can go on stage and master their instruments or whatever they're doing. You know, by going to a concert you get like a different atmosphere and you get to enjoy the music on a whole different level. I actually think I prefer live music over studio music. Of course there are exceptions, but if you're a good musician or if you're a good band and you actually play very well live, I do prefer live performances over studio albums. One of my first real concerts was way back in, it could have been 2006 perhaps. It was the English jazz pop, jazz rock musician Jamie Cullum. He came to Trondheim to play the Olavsfestdagene, which is like a week-long festival where we celebrate Saint Olav, basically. It was a warm summer night, and when you live as north as I do, the sun barely goes down during summer, so it is light very, very late, and warm as well because, you know, the sun never really sets. I don't remember exactly when he got on stage, but he kept it going all through the night. He played songs from his new album, he played older songs, he played cover songs, and he was just so full of energy, and he interacted with the audience in a very, very good way. And by the time he got off stage, I think he had played for probably 3.5 hours with high intensity. A couple of years later, the band Kiss, or Kiss, announced that they were going on a tour and they were going to stop in Oslo. This was during summer as well, and it was inside a sports venue, so it was really, really hot. I listened to a lot of Kiss growing up, so this was huge for me. A couple of warm-up bands, I can't say that I remember their names right now, sorry about that if you happen to watch this by any chance. But the good old guys delivered. Paul Stanley even had control over his voice back then. But whenever Kiss plays, it's not a concert, it's more like a show, you know, because they're like breathing fire, it's fireworks and explosions and everything, so it's more like a show or experience rather than a concert. A couple of years later, Kiss returned to Norway, this time to Trondheim, so obviously I went. Ended up right in front of the stage, but hey, I made eye contact with Gene Simmons. That's pretty cool. I've also seen Rammstein a couple of times. The first time was in Oslo, it was indoors, so they got full use of their own effects. They have pyro explosions as well, almost like Kiss. And Rammstein also puts on a show rather than just playing a concert. A couple of years later, they returned to Norway, this time to Bergen, and it was during summer and it was outside, so it never really got dark. So all their effects kinda drowned in the natural light from the sun, but I think they sounded a lot better the second time in Bergen than in Oslo a couple of years earlier. Oh yeah, that time in Bergen even Alice in Chains played. That was cool, like a little bonus. A couple of years later, one of my all-time favorite artists, Fish, known from Marillion, the British progressive rock band, came to Norway, and he played Prog Night in Hell. There's a place close to the airport that is called Hell, and that's where he played. As I mentioned, he's one of my all-time favorites, and he's been like an inspiration. He's a lyrical master, a wordsmith, and I like words. So of course I had to go. This was a part of the Farewell to Childhood tour, where he played the Misplaced Childhood album in full, along with some other songs of course, and I had chills from top to toe throughout the show. That rhymes as well. Am I a wordsmith now? That night, it was flawless. He hit every note perfectly, he sang with force and power, he delivered the messages, and I'm getting chills now just by thinking of it. I rarely use the word epic, but that was pretty close. One of the last real shows I went to was with a certain Devin Townsend, along with his project. It was a cold and windy winter's day, but the heat went up really fast when they got on stage. They play heavy music, loud music, technical, difficult music, but it was so tight. They nailed everything. And if you're familiar with Devin Townsend, you know that he can pull off pretty much anything with his voice, and it was just so pure. From those powerful opera-ish segments to those hard screaming, growling segments, he just downright nailed it. And as I mentioned a couple of days ago, Devin Townsend isn't just an artist, he's an entertainer. Between songs, he could just share some of his little life anecdotes with the audience. It is impossible to dislike that guy. If there's one thing I dislike by going to shows, it is all those drunk 40-50-year-olds who have no self-control whatsoever. I remember an Iron Maiden concert here 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. I remember the concert, I don't remember the date, where one of these drunk 40-50-year-old guys apparently had to let nature do its work. So he just opened his zipper, whipped it out, and let it go all over my shoe. True story. Nah, you know, but these drunk 40-50-year-olds, they have no control, they just bump into everyone, they laugh. If you ask them nicely to move or something, or if you can just pass them or something, they're like, "No, but we were here first, blah, 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 go somewhere else, blah, blah, blah," you know. And they're also the ones to talk to each other or shout to each other during the concert, rather than just enjoying the music on stage. I didn't pay 750 kroner or like 75 euros or $80 to listen to your parrots squeaking. I came to enjoy the music, so kindly shut the fuck up. Sorry about that rant, guys. I just don't like those kind of people. What is your favorite concert memory? Please let me know in the comments below. And this time without that awkward hip-hop yo-yo thing that was yesterday. Sorry about that, guys. And that's it for day 6, almost. I want to give a shout out to my younger sister Erika, who turns 19 today. Happy birthday to you. And I know she would appreciate it if you could just drop a happy birthday in the comment section. Alright guys, thank you for watching day 6, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Curlingseb.